Step number 1. When I'm going to multiply using my distributing strategy or my area model strategy, I need to figure out which are my rows and which are my columns. Good job. You can take a little break. Now remember, our rows, remember, row, row, row your boat gently down the street. So my boat goes side to side. So my rows go sideways. And my column, it has that L, so my columns go up and down. Step number 2. Step number 2 means write each row and column in expanded form. Write each row and column in expanded form. Remember, when we write something in expanded form, it means we stretch it out. We're going to show the value of each digit. So step number 2 is that we write each row and column in expanded form. Step number 3. Distribute and find the area of each figure. It can also be called a model. It's just a drawing. Step number 3 is distribute and find the area of each figure. And the last step is add the products. So there's a lot of vocabulary in these steps that we need to be familiar with. We need to know rows and columns. Rows go sideways, columns go up and down. We need to know expanded form. Expanded form is when I show the value of each digit. We need to know products. Product is the answer when you multiply. So I'm going to write that right under my multiplication table. Factor times factor equals product. So when I multiply 3 times 2, quickly, because we're in the middle of starting a new lesson, guys. When I multiply 3 times 2, that means my factor is 3, my factor is 2, and my product is going to be 6. 3 times 2. First they greet, and then they meet. Okay, let's catch up. Ms. Vela said a lot of things, but none of these words make sense yet. Okay, well, let's see. If we have a multiplication problem, such as example number 1. Now, Remember that the reason that we use grid paper is so that all of my digits can be nice and pretty. They can all be in a little box. So only one digit per box, okay? I don't want to see giant numbers. If I have a problem like 7 times 86. 7 times 86. Now I know that you already know how to multiply it like this. We already know how to do that. We learned that in 3rd grade. But in 4th grade, our numbers are not this small. Our numbers get much bigger in 4th grade. We're starting with a small example, because if you can do the small numbers, you can do the big numbers. But the reason that we do this strategy is so that we can take those big numbers and use them in the same way that we multiply the small numbers. So let's see. If I have 7 times 86, and I'm going to follow these steps. What is step number 1? Rows and columns.
We have 7 rows and...
Excellent. So I have 7 rows and 86 columns. Now, when we started this lesson that we were doing arrays, we were drawing our rows and we were drawing our columns, right? But our numbers were much smaller. Now our numbers are getting bigger. I'm not going to draw 86 columns. That's going to take me forever. But now you already know what that would look like. Okay?
Multiply 7 times 80 and then 7 times 6.
Kiss your brain. Very good. So now I'm going to write each row and column in expanded form. So if I want to write 7 in expanded form, what would it be? How do I expand 7? Remember, expanded form just tells you the value of that digit. So what is the value of this digit? 7. So that's it. 7 stays 7. But now let's look at 86. Very good. I can expand my 8 because that 8 has a value of 80
And the number 6
plus my 6 has a value of 6. So now it's like I'm going to multiply 7 times 80. I'm going to do that first. And then I'm going to multiply 7 times 6.
Yes, I know what is 7 times 80.
Good job. Now remember when we were multiplying by tens and hundreds? We learned how to multiply this. Now we're putting all of that information together. So on step number 3 where it says distribute. Okay, go there. Right here where it says distribute, this right here is what that means. Distribute. That's what this is doing. I'm going to distribute this 7 to the 80, and then I'm going to distribute the 7 again to the 6. And it says find the area of each figure. Remember at the beginning of our lesson, we sang the little song and we said area equals length times width, do that, do that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to find the area. But instead of finding the area of this big shape, I'm going to cut it into smaller pieces. Oh, that's okay. So just like length times width, we have rows and columns. My rows, remember that was the very first thing that I labeled. Hello. So just like we were doing, somebody's out, length times width, I'm doing rows times columns. My rows, we said, was a 7. And the rows go side to side because row, 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 you go down the street. That goes sideways. So my rows go on the left. My columns go up and down, and I have 80 plus 6. Now remember, there's one digit per square. Now I'm going to find the area of each square. Every time that there is a plus sign, guys, we're going to draw a line. Now, I don't have a plus sign here on the left, so I'm not going to draw a line going sideways. Okay, go ahead and do that. Now I have to find the area of this figure right here. I only want the area of this part. How can I find the area? What do I have to do? Very good, because area equals length times width. Do-da, do-da. So this is my length. This is my width. I'm going to multiply 7 times 80. Now we learn how to multiply by multiples of 10. So girls, you need to stop with that. Please put it away. We are in the middle of a new lesson. So we can either multiply 7 times 0, 7 times 8, or we can do the life hack and it's going to get me the same answer. 7 times 0 is 0, 7 times 8 is 56. And if I don't know, oh, I have my multiplication chart. So the area of this figure is 560.
Are you available to cover the lunch duty or have someone to come cover?
Now I want to find the area of this figure right here. What am I going to multiply? Because area equals length times width. So my length, if I look at my length, it's the exact same as over here. That has not changed. But now my columns are different. So I'm going to multiply 6 times 7. You see times 7 times 7 because that's my rows. 80 because that's my columns. And 6 because that's my columns. If I don't know how much that is, I come back over here. 6 times 7. First they greet and then they meet. Hi, nice to meet you. 42. So my area of this figure is 42. The last step says that I'm going to do what?
Add the products.
I'm going to add the products. Remember, factor times factor equals product. So here I multiplied factor times factor equals product. Factor times factor equals product. So I'm going to add 560 plus 42. Write this down. Some of us are watching a math movie instead of acting in it.
You have to put a 0.
Very good. If I see an empty space, I have to put a 0. 0 plus 2, 2. 6 plus 4 is 10. But I sing my little song. 9 or below, 9 or below. Drop your number low. It's 10 or more, it's 10 or more. Carry over, go next door. So I have to carry over. Go next door. 1 plus 5 is 6. So then, 7 times 86 equals 602. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute to finish copying. Because if you can do the small numbers, you can do that. So what if, for example, number 2, we do, let's stick with the 7s because we already started with that times tables. 7 times 671. 6,
671.
Okay, who can tell me step number 1? Go back and look at your steps. What do I need to do first? Rows and columns. The first digit is always my rows. The second is always my column.
If you have 2 numbers, you have to do 3 lines.
Exactly, because it's going to show me the value of 3 lines. He's already thinking one step ahead. Beautiful. This boy is on fire. Okay, now I'm going to write each of these numbers in expanded form. How do I expand 7? 7, because the value of that digit is 7. Now I'm going to expand this bigger number. What is the value of the 6? 600. Now, the reason that I put these parentheses, guys, it's I'm separating the problem. So now this is telling me this is a new problem. 600 plus
70.
the value of the 7 is 70 plus the value of the 1 is 1. Close parentheses. So the reason I write this parentheses is because I'm not doing 7 times 600 plus 7 plus 1. I'm doing 7 times 600. 7 times 70 and 7 times 1. This separates my problem. So now I'm going to distribute. So the 7 goes to the 600. Then the 7 goes to the 70. And then the 7 goes to the 1. Now I can write my model or my figure. I can draw it, not write it. Oh. Okay, which is my rows? So what am I going to write on the side? 7, because rows go on the side, because row your boat goes sideways. But now look at what happened at the top. I have 3 different numbers, right? So I'm going to write 600 plus 70 plus 1.
Miss, con los de sumar lo tienes que hacer para bajar.
Yes, very good. Every time you have a plus sign, I'm going to stretch it out and draw my lines. Some of us are not writing this. Toma agüita. So now I want to find the area of this model right here. So what am I going to multiply?
7.
Very good, because I have 7 rows times 600 columns. Write this down. Not everybody's writing. 7 times 6, this is my life hack, is 42. I count 2 zeros. I write 2 zeros. And then go back and put your comma.
4,200.
Whoa. Now so the area of this figure is 4,200. Now I want to find the area of this figure. Area equals length times width. So what was my length? What was my length? Let me see. I don't have a number right here on the side.
19 times 7.
But I have one right here. And this length is exactly the same as this length.
70.
But now my column says 70. So now I'm going to multiply 7 times 70. And if I don't know how much 7 times 7 is,
490. 490.
I have my multiplication table.
490.
That is my area.
And then for the other one, it's
And then for the last one,
7.
let's see, I don't have my number right here of what this length is, but this length is the exact same length as this one. So if this one was 7, this one is 7. And my column is a 1. So this one's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You don't have to know that. It's good if you know it, but we don't do it here because we can just multiply it. We can just multiply times the 2 times the 1. Pero si ya te lo sabes, pues te ayuda. De Hulk. Now what do I have to do? I know the area of this one. I know the area of this one. I know the area of this one. But I want to know the whole thing. I'm going to add 4,200. Now I ran out of space, but I'm going to be a problem solver, not a problem maker. And I'm going to write small, chiquito. Good. If I see an empty space, I have to put a 0. 0 plus 0 plus 7, 7. 0 plus 9 plus 0, 9. 2 plus 4 plus 0, 6. 4 plus 0 plus 0, 4. So, this means that 7 times 671 is 4,697.